also grievances being addressed in level is not possible. But the service to the diaspora by the Consulate General of India is going on, as you know, through many initiatives, and very popular among this open house. When people used to come to the consulate physically, they used to interact with all the officials, get clarified their doubts or any processes, how they would like to apply for certain things, and express their grievances, and solutions were sought out immediately, right? So those things were not possible, and that's why this idea was mooted by the Honorable Consulate of India, Sri Manlal Raigar, that we should look at organized digital e-open house, so that we will be able to reach to them and they can directly use media platform, digital platform, to speak regarding their doubts or queries or any grievances that's available. So this is the idea and the brainchild of the Consul General, and we want to do it in a two-way, not only as a grievance addressal or case solving, but so that will be presented by the eminent speakers about the diaspora and also the students, so that that's also something included in the whole program to make the program wholesome. So with these few words, I'd like to kindly invite Honorable Consul General of India, Manlal Raigar, to welcome the gathering and initiate the proceedings. Sir, the floor is yours, please.
Thank you, Bala. You summed it up why this event on internet and virtual event is today. So, dear brothers and sisters from the Indian Diaspora, Friends of India, and my team Consulate, who has also joined here. Namaskar and good afternoon. Every year we do have a physical gathering to organize an event for the Indian Diaspora. However, we are at present going through a difficult time of COVID-19 pandemic, and hence this e-open house event. The idea or purpose to organize such event is to listen to you and share our thoughts with you. कुछ आपकी सुने और कुछ हम अपनी कहें आपको. I joined here as the consul in August 2016, and since then it has been my utmost desire to get connected with the diaspora without any let and hindrances when I am approachable to the Indian diaspora, and the Indian diaspora can reach out to me as and when they need. It has been now 4+ years, and I am fully confident that my effort in this direction have been successful. The consulates connect with the Indian diaspora is like a connect with the families at large. I take pride in confirming that the consulate has very good reach out to the Indian students too, who in normal circumstances have been an ignored lot. I announced after my arrival here on Indian Independence Day flag hosting function in 2016 that I will meet any member of Indian diaspora without appointment between 3 and 4 p.m. on all working days if I am available in the office. And I have been keeping my promise for 4+ years now. Hopefully, you do not have any complaint in this regard. I also try to bring the Indian diaspora together without any prejudice of caste, creed, race, religion, or region. For me and my team, Consulate, first comes your Indianness and then your other identities. Doesn't matter what color of passport you hold now, the unfurling tricolor and national anthem always brings us together and create goosebumps in us. Please do not forget the motherland India where you come from. However, it doesn't mean that you become disloyal to the land which you have adopted now and which is providing you the bread and butter. Please do respect the law of the land where you live and be a good law-abiding citizen, which the Indian diaspora is always, and they get laurels for the same. We have now a bigger and better building to call our own, which we purchased in 2018 and shifted in there. This new office building of the consulate will be able to serve the Indian diaspora in a better way due to the location and space inside. The team consulate has been serving the Indian diaspora and other providing its services efficiently, proficiently, and professionally, not leaving any reason to complain. And I'm proud of my team consulate for the hard work they put in it sincerely. I would like to touch upon a brief history of Indian migration to the EU region Indian immigration to Europe has been limited because of strict immigration policies. Some West European countries relaxed their immigration laws for Asians in view of the labor shortage created by the economic boom in the 50s and 60s. Following a surge in immigration from India and other Asian countries, however, restrictions were imposed later. Recently, the desire in the European Union minus United Kingdom to overtake the United States as the most competitive and knowledge-based economy in the world has opened up new opportunities for India's skilled human resources and especially its IT experts. Demographic efforts, demographic factors, that is the aging population of Western Europe, have also increased their dependence on young workers from developing countries. Computer experts and other professionals such as engineers, nurses, business managers, teachers, scientists, etc. are therefore permitted to emigrate in restricted numbers. There has been a growing interest in EU member states in attracting Indian IT experts who have already made a mark in the United States of America. The profile of the Indian diaspora in Western Europe, the EU, is thus likely to change in coming years owing to upward mobility among the existing Indian community and continued immigration to highly qualified Indian professionals. The size of the Indian community in the countries of East Central Europe is very limited, comprising mainly of students, businessmen, and professionals. Since 1990, however, the number of Indian students in the higher educational institutions of these countries has declined. For example, when I came in 2006, only in Germany these numbers are increasing. The number of Indian students in Technical University Hamburg were only 100 plus, which is now 300 plus. In the past couple of decades, the overseas community has grown into an energetic and confident diaspora over 30 million strong that has given India a presence in many parts of the world. A successful, prosperous, and politically influential diaspora is an asset to India for it as it acts as a vibrant bridge between two countries, aiding sustenance to their bilateral relations. It is not a one-way interaction that benefits only one side. Both India and the diaspora have something to gain from the connection in real as well as intangible terms. Maintaining the bonds between India and the people of Indian origin is an emotional need for overseas Indians. It has economic advantages for India and helps in good bilateral relations between India and the country which the overseas Indians are domiciled. India and its diaspora can enrich each other in a spirit of mutual interest. The Indian diaspora is like a mass of very variegated strands with differing forms and textures, each with its own needs and expectations. There have been a lot of schemes which engages the Indian diaspora, which are celebration of the Pravasi Bharatiya Divas by this, which is every 2 years in India, organization of periodical Pravasi Bharatiya Divas conferences, schemes to provide help to Indian women married to overseas Indians when they have some problem with their grooms. Indian student registration portal, which we also have one here in Germany, which is called ISG, and our moderator, Dr. Bala Ramani, was the founder and initiator of that ISG portal. Bharat Ko Janiye online quiz, where top 3 winners are awarded handsomely by Government of India. Pravasi Bharatiya Kendra, which is shortly called PBK in Delhi, facilities of which can be utilized by the Indian diaspora anytime with pre-booking. Indian Community Welfare Fund, which is being used to help the Indian diaspora in distress, and this fund is contributed by the any service you take, Indian diaspora or any visa seeker, that small 2 or 3 euro which we take, it accumulates, and then we use that fund for the diaspora when they are in distress. A scholarship program for diaspora children applicable in selected 69 countries. This country may not be benefited by SPDC, but there are a lot of countries which students from where are given scholarships. No India program for the young Indian diaspora, under which one of young diaspora member Amandeep Gulati was benefited, who will also be one of the keynote speakers today. and the Overseas Citizenship of India OCI scheme, which you are all aware, half of you have perhaps obtained the OCI card, and that the scheme Flexi of India, where we would like to give the Indian diaspora all the benefits which are available to the Indian citizens, minus some, like they can't purchase plantation land, agricultural land, they cannot vote, they cannot work for the government, they cannot be a candidate in election. So there are some minor exceptions. Otherwise, they are as good as Indian citizens. So that is a very good scheme by Government of India. And details of all these schemes which I just listed are available on our website and also on the website of the Ministry of External Affairs of Government of India in New Delhi. Please remain connected with the Indian Consulate, Indian Embassy and the Indian Consulate by browsing regularly the website and the social media pages of the Consulate and our Embassy in Berlin for the latest developments taking place in India and any information relevant to the Indian diaspora. The Consulate is here to serve you, but you can be served better when we are connected well with you. I would also like to place on record my appreciation for the Indian Diaspora Association's COVID-19 committee, which came forward to help the Indian community and especially the students in distress during the tougher time of pandemic during the initial months when there was so much panic around. It worked in close cooperation and coordination with the Consulate and provided help to the distressed students and others to the tune of Euro 4,000, which was equally supplemented by the Consulate too. Thanks to the sponsors and the donors who came forward to help, my team Consulate had led that time by my Vice Consul, Sri Gulshan Dhingra, and well supported by COVID-19 Nodal Officer, Sri Vikas Kumar Rathi, and other members of the Consulate. As a thanksgiving and appreciation of their effort, I invited them all for a lunch at my home on 11th October. Indian government's Vande Bharat mission and air bubble scheme of the airlines operations between Germany and India are doing so well to ferry the passengers from either side. Under these schemes, the Indian diaspora is the one who got benefited immensely compared to the foreigners. We have PowerPoint presentations by our Vice Consul Sri Gulshan Dhingra and Consular Officers Sri Manish as part of the event today, who will be informing you all about the functioning of the Consulate. Then we have two very learned keynote speakers, Dr. Rajnish Tiwari and Mr. Amandeep Gulati, who will speak about the Indian diaspora and the Indian students' affairs respectively. We have ample time in between for the question and answer sessions too, and hence please feel free to ask unhesitatingly. This is a difficult time for all of us, health and movement wise, due to corona pandemic. There is a second wave of the pandemic in Germany, and hence German government has announced partial lockdown with effect from 2nd November 2020, means tomorrow. Please do follow the extant regulations and health protocol. Otherwise, also the 3 mantras to save yourself and your family from this dangerous and deadly virus are to wear a mask in public places, keep 6 feet distance from the unknown persons, wash your hands properly and frequently when you touch any object outside your home, and carry a small bottle of hand sanitizer to sanitize your hands when you are unable to wash your hand. And don't forget to take this sanitizer, because here in Germany, you all know that it's very difficult to get a toilet and you have to pay for it also. Please stay safe and stay healthy. I once again welcome you all and look forward to a great session ahead this afternoon. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for this very informative and also recollecting many of the initiatives that has happened over the last year after you took charge as Consul in Hamburg. It is always good to get things refreshed, so that also for the very new diaspora members, it's very good to know what has been all happening. Thank you very much, sir, for that. Let's move on to the next point of the program. We have a PowerPoint presentation by Vice Consul Sri Gulshan Dhingra on the first part of it, working on the Consulate. Sir, please, floor is yours. You can share your presentation from your computer there.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Bala. I hope I'm audible.
Yes, sir, you are.
Okay, all right. Can you please allow me to share my screen, Mr. Bala?
Sir, you have been given permission. You can already do it.
Okay.
There's a green button under the horizontal bar from where you can share, Gulshan.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm doing that. Okay, I hope everybody can see it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Namaste, good afternoon, and Namaste, good afternoon, and guten Tag to all. Respected Consul General, sir, dear my colleagues, Mr. Bala, my friends and participants. So I would straight away, start my presentation and welcome you all on board to the first e-open house on this, that is November 1st, 2020. I think this is a kind of blessing in disguise during COVID that we have innovated this virtual platform to stay connected with each other. And I feel this is the first ever e-house since our Consulate General of India started its operation in 1957. Okay, for that, I would better move to next slide. To give you a idea of composition and establishment of our consulate. Our Consulate General of India in Hamburg is located at Kolofen 21, and our building was purchased by the Government of India in 2018. And we have 4 India-based officers, including our Consul General and myself, and supported by our 8 very efficient local staff members. And the Consulate of India in Hamburg, the Consul General of India in Hamburg is the oldest one, and it was established initially as a Trade Commission office in 1950. And it was only from May 1957 that it was upgraded to the Consulate General of India. I also wish to inform you that the present Consul General, Mr. Reger, is 24th in the series of Consul General who were posted to the Consulate General of India, Hamburg as Consul General, and he succeeded Dr. Vidhu P. Nair in August 2016. So Consulate General of India in Hamburg has its jurisdiction, consular jurisdiction over the 4 northern states of Germany, which are Bremen, Hamburg, Lower Saxony, and Schleswig-Holstein. So this is the consular data for the year 2015 to 2019 regarding passports, OCIs, and issues issued by our consulate during all these years. I won't be going through the details because my colleague, Mr. Manish, our assistant consular officer, he would be explaining all this in detail. So I'll just skip it briefly. This is the consular outreach especially during COVID-19 period, and consular services and issuing of visas continued uninterrupted during Corona pandemic. And the public dealing was stopped on 18th March 2020 as a precautionary measure. And let me tell you that as CG has also informed you that in the wake of another lockdown, which has been announced recently by the German government, we have again suspended our public dealing with effect from 2nd November 2020, that is tomorrow, except in the case of urgent specified cases when a person can visit the consulate with prior appointment. I hope you would appreciate that this is just to ensure that there is no rush of people at a given point of time and protocol for social distancing can be observed. So these are again visa figures which I would be skipping. I presume my consular officer, Mr. Manish, would be taking care of that. And the next slide, I would like to say about India Week in Hamburg. India Week As you all know, India Week in Hamburg was launched by the Hamburg government in 2007, and so far, 8 such weeks have been held in Hamburg. Let me tell you that of all the socio, cultural, and economic event, India Week Hamburg is a perfectly designed event to showcase and promote the Indian art and culture, including business and polity amongst the local gentry. I have had the pleasure of associating myself along with my senior most colleague, Mrs. Aruna Ghosh, with the 8th India Week in Hamburg, which took place in 2019. It was a wonderful experience to work with the Senate Chancellery and the Indian Diaspora on the same platform. And nowadays, we have started planning for the India Week in Hamburg 2021, and which would be happening in 2021 November. And not to emphasize that we must appreciate the painstaking efforts of the Senate in organizing India Week in Hamburg at such a high level. And equally important is the role played or participation by the Indian diaspora. When we talk about Indian diaspora, that reminds me to move to the next slide, which I would say a word about Indian diaspora. Under our consular jurisdiction, we have a significant number of Indian diaspora, around 20,000. We have 34 associations registered with the consulate with approximately 2,000 active members. And so far as student strength is concerned, we have maximum representation from the lower Saxony, which I think covers Bremen, Hanover, and Göttingen. Let me put on record that under the able guidance of our Consul General, Sir, our consulate could develop a bond of trust with all the diaspora members. And we look forward to carry this tradition further for the welfare of Indian diaspora. And regarding cultural outreach, so far, we have done 65 events in the 2020 so far, though in the year 2019, there were 87 cultural events. And during Corona period, that is from April onwards, we could manage 54 events. And as you must be aware that amidst challenges of the pandemic, we switched to the online mode for all kinds of business and cultural event. It was quite a challenging task, but thanks to my colleague, Mr. Parminder Singh, who has been very forthcoming all through. And because of him, we had a smooth and seamless show all through. And before I wind up, I would like to express my thanks to my colleague, Ms. Seema Singh, an efficient colleague of mine, without whose effort I would not have rendered this presentation. And lastly, I wish to inform you that we will be having a German India Business Summit, another online event on 18th of November at 10 a.m. In case you are interested, please, you can log on to our website or social media handles, and you can have the relevant details. And we would certainly be glad if more and more participants can connect in. That's all from my side. Thank you so much. And I look forward for a wonderful afternoon with all of you. And over to Mr. Bala. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Sri Gulshan Singh, Dingra sir, Vice Consul. It's a very, very, let's say, pragmatic and very short, but very clear and informative presentation, which summarizes many of the things in a nutshell. And that's very, very thankful. So let's now move on, sir. Could you, yeah, thank you very much. So let's move on now. We are going to the first question and answer session based on what the CGC has already given his keynote speech, and also what the consul has spoken right now on the first part of the working of the consulate. So if any of you have any questions or anything you would like to express, it need not be questions per se, but also if you would like to say anything that you have positive experiences or otherwise with respect to the working of the consulate, or if you have any query on or any ideas, we are very welcoming to express those at this point of time, just to make things a little bit easier also for the moderation and also for the consular court to respond to your questions or queries. Anyone who would like to speak, please switch on your microphone and then you can speak ahead of it. So that will be helpful. The rest of them kindly request again to keep your microphone switched off so that it's easier and there is no echo and the process is not disturbed. So the floor is free. Anybody would like to express, please go ahead.
Hello.
Yes, Ms. Manpreet, please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you so much for this platform.
Can you please speak a little bit louder? It's too soft.
Yeah. Yes, it's better.
Yeah, it's a little better. Yeah.
Okay. I have a question from Mr. Raigar. He was Mr. Raigar. You were actually explaining a little bit about the scholarships that are provided to the Indian students. Can you please give a little bit details, like whenever you can, and also, for example, there are some embassies, for example, Korean embassy and American embassy. I know that they are adding some of the scholarships to the students, to the deserving students who are already living in Germany, to expand, to help them expand their horizon more, or to do their masters, or to do some further studies. Do you think that the Indian consulates can, or is there any plan of providing masters, of providing scholarships to the students, to the deserving students in future, or this year or the next year? And the already existing scholarships that you already said, can you can you put a little bit light on that? Thank you.
Thank you, Manpreet. CG sir, please.
Yeah. Thank you very much for the question. Actually, the scholarship which I talked about, SPDC is available in 69 countries, mostly the developing countries, like Africa, South Asia, Latin America, South Asia, because their people, they would like to go and study in India. But as far as the students in Europe is concerned, Germany being a developed country, here the Indian diaspora, there were a lot of schemes which provide opportunity to study in India, but none of those scholarships have been availed of by the Indian diaspora, unfortunately, because they feel that more opportunities are available here in Germany, and slowly those opportunities have been taken away. Still, there are, if some students economically backward in India and belongs to the weaker section of society like SC, ST and OBC, and their income is less than the parameters, and then they can apply under the UGC and under the welfare ministry's schemes, and they can get scholarship. There are students who are coming here to study under those scholarships, and government of India pays for their study and stay also here in Europe and developing countries, including Germany. If you have any specific request, please contact us directly, and also our Consular SNT in Berlin. There are also scholarships for the researchers if they want to do some research for the Science and Technology Ministry of Government of India. Then they are also given a very good stipend in India, and those schemes are being dealt with by our embassy. And Dr. Reddy, Madhusudan Reddy, is in charge for that scholarship and those research facilities available in India. So please do get in touch with this. As far as you gave the example of Korea, every country has their own way of helping their own citizens. So we can't like compare what they are doing, but we have a different set of facilities and scholarships which are, of course, available. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. So next one, who would like to speak? Okay, if not the case, maybe later at some point of time after you have heard the whole presentation and other things as well. So let's move on to the next program point, which is a keynote speech by a very renowned expert who is also working a lot on the diaspora issues. Also, he's the initiator and head of the German Indian Roundtable, Dr. Rajneesh Tiwari. He's also a professor at the TU Hamburg, and he has a big experience regarding Indo-German partnership, and he himself in research and teaching also, and a very active person in Hamburg and around, and also widely in Germany, also in reaching and networking with the diaspora. So we have a great honor to have him today as a keynote speaker. he will be speaking on the reach towards the Indian diaspora and the issues. So Rajesh Tiwari ji, Rajneesh bhai, please, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Vallabhai. I hope you can hear me. So, Pala, many thanks for the introduction. Shri Raigar ji, Honorable Consul General of India, dear other team members of the Consulate General, friends, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for this invitation to me to join the meeting today and to have the privilege and pleasure to speak with you today about the issues that concern the diaspora, the Indian diaspora in Germany, and especially in the consular jurisdiction area of the CGI Hamburg. So very obviously, like I have not done a study on this, so it is going to be about my personal subjective perceptions, my experiences, what I've seen, and what I see changing. And as Dr. Ramani was mentioning, I've been doing quite a lot of work in regard to India. We had the German-Indian Roundtable here in Hamburg. So do organize events also as a part of the India Week Hamburg. And by the way, Dhingraji, maybe just a small, let's say like adding on to the point of the India Week Hamburg. Actually, like it's the initiative is even more than an initiative of the Hamburg government. This idea was mooted in 2006 with the Chamber of Commerce, with the Hamburg Investment, at that time known as HWF, the Economics Ministry in Hamburg, the German-Indian Roundtable. So there were many institutions that came. So the Hamburg Senate came actually 1 year later to this, but then they really supported in a big manner. So what I wanted to say is that this initiative has really had a lot of support from within Hamburg, from different institutions, including obviously from the Consulate General of India. So as I said, I'm going to speak a bit about my personal experiences and perspectives in order to come to where I see issues regarding the Indian diaspora. So I'll take a little bit of a personal journey and connect it to some dots that I myself have experienced, or those dots that I saw, found, and was able to connect. I came to Hamburg about 22 years back in 1998. So at that time, Hamburg had a really small Indian diaspora. If you went out, it was not as normal as it is today to see someone looking apparently to be an Indian, looking like being an Indian. So many times you simply got addressed at the street if there was someone else coming from the same region. Oh, excuse me, are you from India? So it was a very different experience. And it also showed the need for having this community support. Many years back around that time, I had been here already for about 1 year. I was a student of the student colleague in the beginning for 1 year. Then I joined the University of Hamburg. By the way, when I joined the student colleague Hamburg, I was told that I was the first ever Indian student at the student colleague in Hamburg. When I went to the University of Hamburg for my studies, I was the only Indian, and I was told I was the second one who had been there in recent past whom people were aware about. So it was a very different diaspora at that point of time. And I remember going to the consulate at that time for reading the literature, you know, like it was the era when we did not have the widespread internet that we have today. If you wanted to read a news about India, sometimes it would take months that some German newspaper would be reporting about India. There was no social media. It was very difficult to connect to India, to remain connected, to have friends and family and relatives on your fingertips. So what was happening is that it was quite a different period, and the consulate in that at that point of time. The other associations like the DIG, they provided a great help in getting integrated here. And I was mentioning an incident in the beginning to illustrate one point, how important it sometimes can be to have the community support. I was once going to the TU. I was not a student there. I was just going to the library. And then someone came, someone saw me, he walked to me, and then he asked, excuse me, are you from India? And I said, yes. And then he said, do you speak Hindi? I said, हाँ, बोलता हूँ. And then he said, would you mind coming over to my apartment? I just live here. I'm very new here, and I really started feeling very lonely. I would be very grateful if you'd come over for a cup of tea with me. So I said, okay, why not? Then I went. He used to live close by. We went there. We had a cup of tea, and then he said he had been there for about a month and a half. He did not know anyone in Germany or in Hamburg. He had come to the TU. At that time, he was one of the only few Indian students. TU was just beginning to launch English language courses. So there was no one who was really speaking English in those summer days. The university was empty. And then we became friends, and he completed his studies, went back to India, is one of the leading management person in a multinational company in India. But it shows the need for having a support base when you go abroad. So this is what Hamburg was. And this diaspora has undergone a significant change. Dhingraji was showing that in Hamburg, we have about 20,000 persons of Indian origin in the consular jurisdiction of the CGI Hamburg, so I mean in those 4 states. In Hamburg alone, we have about 8,500 persons of Indian origin, so including citizens and those who have a German passport. Just 10 years back, this number was about 3,000, so 3 times less. If you look at the numbers in Germany overall, then the numbers have increased within the past 6 years from about 60,000 to more than 143,000 Indian citizens, plus about 20,000 people who have a German passport or some other different passport. So the numbers have increased really a lot. What has that meant? It has meant that also we have a very heterogeneous group of people now. About 25 years back, 20 years back, or longer back, most of the people that you had in the diaspora, they were mostly like first generation migrants to Germany. Many of them were business people. And apart from them, others were very often working either in Indian restaurants, Indian shops. So the community had a very different structure. Today, what we have is a very different community from those days. Today, a majority of people who are coming afresh to Germany are either students or working professionals. When I came to Germany in 1998, the entire Federal Republic of Germany had close to 800 Indian students. Today, we have over 25,000 Indian students. We hardly saw any working professional here at that point of time because it was not allowed mostly. It is only I believe in 2002 when this this initiative called the German Green Card was introduced by the then government under Gerhard Schröder. So that's how it started slowly. And today we have a big number of Indian working professionals. I was having a look at the figures, and I believe India is the #1 country outside of the European Union that receives work permits for highly qualified people joining Germany. So we are the nature, the structure of the diaspora is changing. We are also getting more second generation immigrants, people whose children have grown up here and are working here now, or young professionals who have joined Germany with their families and the children have been either born here or they came with very young children who are going to German schools, who are getting familiar with the local German culture, who are maybe also quite proficient with the German language. So what we see is a very heterogeneous group of members of the Indian community here today. And that shows that the concerns that have been there around the community, they would have also changed somewhat. So I think what we have to do basically today is, in my opinion, there are 3 points. One is how to provide what type of support from the community perspective to people who are moving afresh from India to Germany, and in our case, to this northern part of Germany. So what sort of things would be required? How can we help them find a connection here? This is something which has become relevant, and in some case qualitatively different, because earlier, when you did not have such a large community, and especially if you did not have that connection to back home to your family and friends, you needed a much greater emotional support. Today, maybe it is more about helping people find a connection to this society. So this is where we can bring in some support for the people. Secondly, it is like about how to enable the possibility of a strong connection to India and being Indian, while also fostering integration in the local culture. So that we help people find an excellent place in this society while retaining their connection to India. We should help people finding a great integration here and retaining their identity with India, their connection to India. People do not need to get into ghettos. If you are in Germany, then you should not be just physically in Germany, you should be actually involved in Germany. So that you have a more enriching experience of both cultures, of both nations. So this is where we can provide a connection, a support system, an incentive for the diaspora to get more involved with both our nations. And once we get integrated here, I believe also that it would necessarily also mean that we participate in almost anything that happens around here, and we do not carry the baggage of what's going on in India on day-to-day basis on the political front, etc. That sometimes people are only concerned with what's going on in India. I would say should be concerned with everything. What's going on in India, what's going on in Germany, where you are living and making your daily life, what's happening around with the global world. So everything that is connected to our life in this planet, this is where I think we can support in those cases where it is required, obviously. And third, from my point of view, how to make the Indian community and its contribution to the local culture, society, economy, sciences more visible. I mentioned that the highest number of people from outside the EU coming to Germany on a working visa, that's very high, and that's the highest number for any other country. So there is a lot of work, there's a lot of support that's going on. And similarly, we have many people who are working in research, who are creating innovative solutions, who are working on innovations. So that way they are supporting not only the local economy, the local sciences, but they're making a contribution to the planet and for India, obviously, including. So those things, those positive examples need to be supported, need to be brought out to the fore. So that would help the community and all others. And I believe we have some very good examples. Our moderator today, Dr. Bala Ramani, is one of the great examples of how people can do it. He's doing, apart from his own work at the university, what he does is he has done so much work for the Indian community, for the Indian students community, as Raigarji mentioned earlier, and he is involved with the politics, is very actively engaged in the German politics. I think these are very good examples that need to be supported, that need to be brought out. The initiative that the consulate has co-initiated with our NISARG project, where we try to bring out the contribution of scientific and research personnel and colleagues in Germany. So NISARG, Network of Indian Origin Scientists, research scholars, and in Germany, right? So NISARG. So that initiative, the Wednesday Dialogue series, I believe these are very good examples, very good initiatives that go in this right direction from my point of view. And for that, I believe to achieve that, we need to find some new ways to connect with people. Our traditional ways have been successful in the past, but many times because the group of people who is coming in is very heterogeneous. So we need to find ways to address people, to get them involved with our associations, with the India Week, for example. So with digital transformation today, we have many new possibilities. We can help people find a connect to Germany while promoting India and the bilateral relations. And I think I can say that our associations and the Consulate General has been doing a tremendous effort in this regard. Thingraji showed some of the initiatives that have been going on, and I believe that personally, Consul General Raigar has been very active and has really undertaken many outreach efforts. And the entire team at the Consulate General has been working on this, in my personal opinion, really hard and in a very motivated manner, despite having obviously limited resources. And similarly, many associations have put in a lot of effort. And apart from associations, people like Pala have put a lot of individual effort. So I believe there is a lot of work which is coming in from within the diaspora. There is a lot of institutional support from within Germany in this regard, and within Hamburg, or in the other federal states which fall under the jurisdiction of the Consulate General of India. So I believe we need to make use of these opportunities, these synergies, and then go in a direction which is mutually benefit for the Indian diaspora and for our two countries. So thank you very much. These are some of my thoughts that I wanted to share with you. And if you have any questions or comments, would like to discuss on something, I look forward to listening from you. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot, Rajneesh Bhai. It's what to say. The way you narrated, I think the way you chose to narrate was really fabulous and very, very effective. I think it's always about personal stories, and that can really touch the nerves and also connect. And also for the people who have been new or those who have been here, they can also associate. I think also very lively in the chat. Professor Dr. Atra has also said that, she also feels that how that it is being connected also when you spoke about that part, and about thousands of members and diaspora people who have been contributing. It's always about us little drops that make an ocean. So that's how it is. Many unseen and unsung heroes are there out there who is also making this, and very closely. So I think it was really, really very touching note you have put forward, and also what are the things that need to be taken up and what is being happening. So dear friends, we have now the session for question and answer. Need not be, but also, as Rajneesh Bhai said, if you want to share something that, something related to that, or if you feel something, some of the new ideas that could be up for the Consulate General of India and teams that they would like to take up. And I can only vouch that the Consulate has been always motivating and encouraging. Whenever we come up with idea, they always try to see how we can actually realize that. It's not that immediately, they say, no, it's not possible. Never that has happened. They always tried within their given resources and manpower, but they have been always tried to see how better we can receive those ideas in a positive way and try to implement. So it has been very, very encouraging. So I would like you to also use this medium to share upon where the whole Consul General team is out there, Consulate General of India team is out there. So if you would like to share something, or if you would like to ask any point, please feel free to do so. It's all about interaction. That's the dynamism. It's just not about one person speaking or another way. This medium is all about interaction and active participation. So I very much request and humbly encourage you to please speak at this forum. Who would like to now take up this to start with? Yes, Mr. Thakur, please go ahead. You have to unmute your microphone, please. Yes, go ahead.
Sir, this is Dr. Anand, sir. Good evening, everybody. And my son at Brahman, his name is Bhargav Thakur. He is in severe trouble, sir. Please, you all people help him. And that is my request.
Can you please say what trouble he is facing, or what challenge or problem he is facing?
Actually, sir, his passport was seized by local police. So he was not having enough funds to pay his college dues earlier, and that he didn't make me to know. Since last 10 days, I came to know that, and I requested all our Indian Student Association and our consulate. So they immediately rushed to spot, and they all saved my son. They provided some food and shelter to my son. So then I approached college institution. I'm ready to pay the dues so he can continue his education. But unfortunately, today morning or yesterday, I came to know that his MTM, that is MBA in tourism management course, is not offered this because of COVID situation. So there is no point of staying there to continue his education. And I convinced him that please, Bhargav, discontinue your studies and come back to India. So after that, you can go at the other time when they offer the course, or you can finish online and remaining all the subjects which he has some pendings.
Okay.
So
Can I answer?
Sir.
Yes, please, Consul General, sir, please go ahead.
Okay. Very good afternoon, Dr. Anand. I think you are speaking from India, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And we know about your son's case, and we have taken note of, and we try to help him out also. My team was in touch with you,
Yes.
Mr. Gulshan Dhingra and our Manish. They were in touch with you, and also we approached our association in Bremen, Dr. Rajesh Mishra, who is president of the Shakti IFAO, and also the Yoga Academy. He runs a Yoga Academy. They also were in touch, and we were there all out to help him out. Unfortunately, before that, he never approached us, and he went in a situation which he made life really difficult for himself. That's why I just want to make appeal from this platform that when any Indian students or any Indian diaspora have any problem, initially they should immediately contact the consulate, so we can nip the situation and the problem in bud, instead of getting it complicated to such an extent that the point of no return. like right now, the situation is also the partially lockdown situation in Germany from tomorrow onward. And also the colleges are now only, through internet only the education is being, parted. So, but still, if your son needs any, Bhargav needs any assistance from us, our team consulate know all the background information about him, and they will be there. Please do write to us on our email, or you have all the number, your numbers is with my team, and they will be helping you to the extent possible within the parameters available here. We can't force the education institute to take him back unless there are certain regulation allowing that too. But still, we can try our level best. So please be in touch with us. Other than this forum, you can just because your number is there with us, and also Bhargava. I think we did salvage the situation that time when he was at the platform railway station.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir.
We are
Thank
there.
you, Mr. Anand. Thank you,
you.
Consul General Sir. And I would like to also express the thanks, as CG Sir said. Again, you can see this is a very live example how associations on the ground and the diaspora and the consulate is working very, very closely. And I would like to express also the thanks to Rajesh ji and his association for taking up in the agreement cause like that. Every association in every district and every city in the jurisdiction has been playing a very active role. And thank you, both of you, very, very much, and the team and Gulshan ji and others. So I have the next one. Professor Dr. Arthur has raised the hand. Please go ahead.
Hello, good afternoon. Madanji, thank you so much for having such an event. Can I have a request? Like many of the students, they call me regarding the health issues. So is it possible that we have a separate email ID at the consulate or something? I don't know. They just call me and say, ma'am, we don't know where to get the COVID test done, even though there is a lot of information going on around. Last 1 week, I have got around 7 calls from the students in and around here. So is it possible that we have a kind of a link or something in the consulate? Because, I don't understand when the whole healthcare system is open, whether they are they should have an insurance when they come to Germany, but they still, they call up and say, ma'am, we are not getting appointments for such and such a thing. Like I had chest pain, and if I call the ambulance, then I have to pay, and then it is reimbursed. Is it possible for you to help? I cannot do the practice or help. Is it possible that we have something kind of a helpline like that from the consulate?
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, Professor Arthur. Consul General Sir, please.
Okay.
Yeah.
Vikash, you can type in the chat box your COVID-19 helpline number and our email ID. That will be my colleague Vikash Kumar Rathi. He's the nodal officer for COVID, and also otherwise also our whole team is there, and they have noted this thing. We don't have any separate email. Our email ID, all the email IDs are on open domain, on public domain, on the website. Person can write anything on request there. We also have 24/7 mobile number where a student can approach us. We also the social media pages, the FB Messenger, also the our this other social media pages like Twitter. So we are so approachable. I don't know why those 5 students are not approaching us. Please tell.
I don't know, because last night it was a panic attack, and obviously it is a panic attack with a severe chest pain. Then the family also in India gets worried कि बच्चे को ऐसे हो रहा है, क्या हो रहा है, suddenly वो heart attack है. Then I said, okay, fine, you come home. I just made him stay here for the night.
So there's one live example. Dr. Anand is here, who is from India, and his son Bhargav was here, and we try to help him out. And there were a lot of other cases where students were in panic, and also in hospital, like for tuberculosis and other things, even a girl students. So we did try to approach the health authorities, and we did that. So if they have any such really serious, not for flu or fever, because those are the normal things here, that you don't get appointments for that on Sunday. But if there's any serious issue, they can always approach us, and we can press upon, we can request the health authorities that doctor, we can call consular colleagues who speaks German, they can talk to those health authorities, and we can also seek help of our Indian Diaspora Association. That is why this meet is there. So Dr. Arthur, please do.
Madanji, one thing, like what I understood with the students is because they have the student insurance, right? Normally they have to pay and then it is reimbursed. And you know, our students, they try not to pay and then reimburse, right?
Okay, we will see to that issue because I'm not well versed with the insurance policy and other things.
Yeah.
Because I can't comment on that because that's something.
Can we have a separate meeting itself only on this, like to say, okay, you have this, then this is where you have to approach. You have to go to the house arts. You have to go here. Or you have to go there. Maybe only for that.
Okay, doctor, we don't need meeting especially for that. They can always call us on our 24/7 number. He's typing.
Yeah, I got it. I can post it on the.
Please convey to them.
I can send it across.
Them properly.
Maybe we can make a note. We can make a note and send it to all the WhatsApp groups. Like this is this, and that's it. That's enough. Thank you so much.
As far as we have the some experts who can tell the student what is admissible, what is not admissible in such situation. What should they do? So that we can get them connected. So that we will do. Don't worry. Only thing is they should approach. See, the reach out is the main thing is to reach out. They should reach out. And numbers are openly available here. Mobile number is available, email ID is available. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Consul General, sir. Professor Arthur, thank you very much for raising this issue. I would like to just follow up on and say that every city is almost, all the city, I don't know any other city which is not having, everyone is having very active Indian student associations, also the universities. So I would kindly request also that these are also updated in the website. So please do request your students also in parallel contacting the Consulate General and also locally the student associations that they are part of it, so that they are also having a so-called orientation meets and also new students are being briefed. So I think that will also help a lot. And International Student Office, you all also know International Office is there always to help them whenever they are in such situations when they do not know what to do. They immediately come up, and we have a keynote speech after during the program with Amandeep Singh Gulati. He's also going to address specific issues on students, and I'm sure he's going to address this part as well. So we will come back to that. And now I have Mr. Raghavendra Lakshman has raised a hand, and we have after that Jasrita. Raghavendra, please go ahead. You have to unmute your microphone. Yes, go ahead.
Okay, thank you very much. My question is basically on the job seeker visa offered by the government of Germany. Basically, what's happening is the German consulates in India, they publish this one about job seeker visa, and they offer a lot of visas to Indian aspirants. Most of the Indian aspirants, like they may not be well qualified or whatsoever, they spend a lot of money on it, and they come with a job seeker visa to Germany. And in the end, like they stay here 1 month, 2 months or whatever, and they, of course, their visa expires and they don't find the job and they return. So most of the aspirants who come to Germany, they may not be well-to-do, they may not be from the well-to-do family. So they come with the hard-saved money and they return back without finding any jobs, and they lose all the money. So if Indian government takes some dialogues with the German government about this loophole or whatever, like because it's not helping Indian aspirants. A lot of people are losing money, but many people, many people are not finding jobs.
Okay, thank you, sir. Sir, CG sir, would you like to tell upon anything, and then
Raghavendra ji, this is an issue, an issue which the consulate cannot take a stand, being a branch office of even the embassy. However, I can reply that if someone comes for a job seeker visa, you should appreciate that if someone comes for a job seeker visa, means he or she is coming here to seek job, which he or she should be qualified enough. if he or she cannot get a job, means he is not qualified enough, or he is not. So he paid money. That's a gamble. He or she had spent. Like I'm from Mumbai and going to Delhi to seek to search a job, and if I don't get a job, I cannot blame the Delhi authorities, because it is for the person to get a job. Even students who have been studying here and cannot get internship sometime, then that's why we just give them, every 6 months a briefing, that what should you do, do's and don'ts, like you should learn language, you should behave the way Germans behave, etc., etc. So for that type of briefing, those job seekers also required. And if they are coming from the well-to-do family, it means they are not really serious to seek a job here. I'm a little blunt here, but in that case, if it's what the government can do, if a person is coming here to seek a job, but if he is given a job and then he is not given appointment and he is not given a salary, then the government can intervene. But a person is coming just for to seek job, then I don't know, but I can check with my office in Berlin, because they are the one can speak about the policy of the federal government. But this is my take on this. Anyone can add to it, my team or anyone from the association, please. Thank you.
So anyone would like to an experienced diaspora members or anyone who have come across, would like to answer anything other than what CG has mentioned right now? Yes, Rajesh ji, and please go ahead.
In this case, and Professor Amina case, I would like to add something. First of all, Raghu ji case, not Raghu ji case, means like the job seeker visa, we deal with in the COVID team. So while they coming here, they should have proper planning how they will deal. If they will not have proper planning, they will lose every day, because for job seeker visa, every day is very important, and the planning should be before the coming here. That is the only one solution. Even they are capable, they are enough qualified, they don't get because they don't have plan. And this is the one big mistake. They think when I will reach in Germany, then I will get. So in COVID team, things we came to know, and here is Gautam ji also, they also know very well we have find this problem. Now second is like Amina ji case, we should give the student moral support. If you will call unnecessary ambulance, they will charge for you for sure. Even we have, and my son get fall ill, had accident, and we have to pay for the ambulance. So do not use the government unnecessary, otherwise they will charge you for sure. So we have to give the student emotional support, to talk, go to the house arts, and then they will find everything is fine. So this is my suggestion in two ways.
Okay, thank you very much, Rajesh ji, for that. And I think we will move on with that. I think Jasrita has raised his hand. Please go ahead.
So sorry, it is Vikram here. Actually, it is
sorry.
my daughter's iPad.
So name, it's always difficult. Yes, go ahead, Vikram.
Yeah, thank you. And I truly appreciate this open house forum, and also the associations which have made this possible. And it is a very good forum for us to express our questions. And I truly appreciate the Indian Consulate over here. I have a small query. The thing is that I have requested for my my daughter's passport. And it has been now 3 weeks, and from past 2 weeks I could see only one update in the status of the passport. It says that Consulate has handed over the passport to OSP executive for the further dispatch, and it has been pending for past 2 weeks, sir. So I'm been waiting for this so that we have further plans to have a short visit to India for the vacation. So if we can get the passport a bit sooner, it could be great help for us.
Thank you, Vikram.
Thank you.
Who would like to answer from the consular team, please?
Manish?
Yes, Manish ji, please go ahead. We cannot hear you, Manish.
Hello.
Echoing very badly, Manish.
Okay.
No, Manish, not please. Maybe someone can.
I can. I'll speak.
Sir, please go ahead, sir.
Okay. About your passport case, normally 2 weeks is a minimum time required. Updation sometime it here in the
Trial.
Manish, it's not working. Could you please? Yeah.
Mine is okay, but others should mute. एक तो डॉक्टर आनंद आपका ओपन है, उसको म्यूट कर दीजिए. Mute, please mute the microphone. Okay. Coming back to you. Sorry, I forgot your name.
Sir, Vikram, sir.
Vikram ji.
Anji.
So 2 weeks is a normal time for a passport from, because it goes to India and to get printed from there. And during this pandemic period, people are not coming. One person is coming and then second day he's not coming like that. So situation is a little bad. And updation of status is not like in India for passports here on our web page. But if you can give us the that file number and your email ID in the chat box, my office will come back to you, or you'll leave your mobile number or something, and we will let you know the exact status. But hopefully, if it's 2 weeks already there, then it will be coming soon. But we can give the status once you give the file number to us. But I tell you, everyone, that 2 weeks is a normal period. So
thank you, sir.
But if you have specific, you can just give your number. We can check it out and exactly come back to you.
It's fine, sir, because I'm applying from here for the first time from Germany. So that is the reason I was a bit worried on that.
No, the passport is given quickly where the printer is there. Like
okay.
I was in Abu Dhabi, we had the printer. There's like London, they have a printer. Paris, they have a printer, and all the Gulf consulates in Gulf, because diaspora is like every day we have 600 application, 200 application of passport. So that there we have the printer. So when we have printer in the consulate itself, then we can print it quickly and give it to the applicant. But when we take your application, upload, and it goes to India, and from there it is printed and then come by courier to us. So that is the process. It takes time. So
okay, sir. Yeah, so, that should be fine, sir.
But you can just still give your file number to us, and we will come back revert to you. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Thank you. I have one more add-on question. If I can continue, yeah. So if my RP is, my residence permit, it is getting expired by Feb, but I still have the contract, but I am not getting the appointment from the German office or something. So is there something else which we need to do or something? So because I am not aware what.
No, Vikram, actually currently with the situation.
Yeah.
Sir, would you like to say something, or can I go ahead? Yeah, we should go ahead.
We will be okay with it. I hope, Gulshan, we should be okay with it.
Yes, sir. I think Mr. Bala is explaining to Mr. Vikram that for the resident permit, he'll have to seek appointment with the local foreign office. We can't do much about that.
No, sir. I'm not asking about the appointment. I mean to say, I know that it will take some time and all those things. Okay. So will be there any problem till I get the appointment and these things?
Okay. Don't worry, no problem will be there. With the current situation, actually, everybody know, as soon as you have applied for an appointment, that itself is enough. So you can always say that you have applied for it. Sometimes they send you the email very fast and give you an appointment. Sometimes it takes time. But don't worry, with the current situation, it's not absolutely any issue, even if you have not got any appointment till now, or if it is taken. Your duty is to apply for an appointment.
Excellent. Okay, sir. Thank you. Thanks for the information.
Yeah, okay, Mr. Vikram, I just repeat that please leave your contact number, email, and the file number in the chat box so that we can get back to you tomorrow.
Sure, sir. I will do that.
Okay, yeah.
Thanks a lot for that.
Thank you, Vikram. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so I think unless I see any hands, we can move on to the next point, because obviously the program is still there, so you can come back with that. So now the next point would be part 2 of the working of the Consulate will be by presentation Assistant Consular Officer Sri Manish. I'm not sure, Ms. Manishi, have you now with your error? Technical error is hopefully.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible, Manishi, please.
Actually, I have connected with my phone because there is some problem with the laptop, I think so. So I'll be like calling from the phone and we'll be showing the presentation here.
Yes, please go ahead.
Is it visible, the presentation?
It's coming. Yes, now it's visible, please.
Yeah. So first of all, good afternoon, everyone. I would like to welcome everyone from the consular wing of the CGI Hamburg to this open house. My name is Manish and I'm a consular officer here in CGI Hamburg. My colleagues, like the team members of the consular team, Mr. Rajat Kumar, Mr. Vijay, and Miss Urmi is also connected with this open house. So if you have any questions after that, you can ask and we can together give you the answer. So today, the main focus points will be like what consular services are provided by the CGI Hamburg. Yeah, these are the basically services which are provided by our consulate, passport services, and anyone for the newborn baby to the adult's passport also, you can apply for that. And emergency certificate in any case, like if you have lost your passport and you want to go back to India as soon as possible and you don't have any time for the like reapply for the passport, then we can give you the emergency certificate. So can you like emergency certificate is just like a passport, but only for the time being. You can just travel back to India and it's for the limited period. After that, you would not be able to use it again. So, and the third one is police clearance certificate. Like if you are applying for any job here in Germany or from Germany to you want to move to the USA and the Canada, some companies asks you for the police clearance certificate from the India. So for that you have to apply here in consulate, and after checking your backgrounds and your passport details and everything, we will provide you the police clearance certificate, so there would be no difficulty for you in job seeking and anything else whatever you want. And the fourth one is passport renunciation certificate. This is very crucial. I would like to say that Indian government as well as German government don't allow to keep any member two passports. So like if you acquire German nationality by their law, like you stay here in Germany for more than 8 years, or marry a girl here and you would like to acquire the citizenship from Germany, in that case you have to renunciate your Indian passport. And if you don't renunciate your Indian passport, like that is a punishable offense. You cannot keep two passports. So you have to take prior appointments with the consulate and you can just renunciate your certificate with a fee. And the other one, fifth one is OCI card, like Overseas Citizenship of India. It's like when you acquire the German citizenship here in Germany, and it's just like a permanent visa. You can anytime go to the India and you can stay there for how long, whatever you want to stay there. And I will be discussing these whole points one by one. Today, our main focus would be on passport services and OCI card, because we get maximum of the queries from these passport services also. So this Government of India has just launched a new single platform for various services. Like why its name is Global Passport Seva, because it's not here in only in Germany. We can apply using this platform all over the world. Like wherever you are in Germany or the Poland or the Africa, you can apply from anywhere. And there is a list of consulates and embassies. You have to just select them, and you will first you have to register it. I will also explain you those how to register, because we got many queries like how to go ahead with this new launch system. And previously For the passport services, we have another platform, and for emergency certificate, there is another platform. But now with this new global passport seva project, we have collaborated all of these services from a single platform. You can apply for all of these services, and trust me, it's a very user friendly platform. You can even track your application status. Like before, we got a query from someone's, like how can he ask that why my passport is pending, because he can see his status. And it's a basic time, because it's a corona situation and we are like receiving passport applications through posts only. So normally it took around 1 to 2 weeks to reach out to our consulate, and the applicants think that I have just sent the post and the consulate will be received and it will, like, you must have to be patient in this case because it's the corona situation. First of all, we have to be very careful. We have to keep these posts aside for 1 or 2 days, because for this corona, so we should be safe from our side also, so we can provide you services in time. So, and it's a very user friendly, its link is here, and you can also go to this link from our consulate's website. There is a consular services link there, and you can just go there and see the, while we click on this, the basic feel will be like this. It's the passport seva at Indian embassies and the consulates all over the world. You can just go on this link and you can just apply from here. First of all, you have to register from here. Like if you want to create your user ID in Gmail, what you have to do, the first step, you have to do register there. What's there in register? While when you click on this register link, you have to give your basic information. Like I have given here, you have to give these basic informations like embassy or the consulate, where would you like to apply, like in which jurisdiction are you living, so that your application would go to the like a specific destination. And then you have to give your name, surname, date of birth. These are just the basic requirements for any registration. While you go to the register, a email would be sent to your email ID, and you will get a message like this: thank you for registering on the passport seva for Indian embassies portal. To activate your account, please click the link in the email. While you just click on the register, an email would be sent to your email account, and there is a link. You have to just, because it's for the verification that every candidate is genuine. So when you click on that link, this logo will come out like account activation. The user ID, which would you like, here is the login ID. This login ID you have to put on there. You can keep your email ID also as the login ID. There is an option. So you have to like enter your user ID here, and then you have to activate it, and your account has been activated. You will get the notification. So then I'll say, like, you have registered here. Now you got your user ID and your passport. Then you have to log in from here. When you like user login and you apply your credentials, user ID and passport, the basic feel will be like this. This is the front page. So first, I told you in the previous slides that from the single platform, you can like access these services: new passport, emergency services, PCC, and surrender. So now I can show you also, after the login, you can see apply for the ordinary passport, like applicants for fresh passport also, like in the newborn baby cases and other cases also, you can apply for the fresh passport and reissue of passport. Okay, and apply for the police clearance certificate. As I told you earlier, for any purpose, if you want a police clearance certificate from Indian government, you can apply from here. Emergency certificate, diplomatic and official passport also you can apply from here. If you like acquire that status, you can apply for the diplomatic or the official passport, then you can apply from here only. and apply for the surrender of Indian passport, identity certificate, and there are some more. So this is my basic, I wanted to guide you all, because this platform just launched by the Indian government, and it is very helpful. I just told you that you can even track your status. There is a link, track status. While you, after registration and after applying for any services, like for the passport services, you will get a number. From that number, you can track your status. And I would like to request you all, please try to track your status at least 2 to 3 weeks later, because we took at least 2 weeks to get your application by post, and then to check that you have sent all of the documents correctly. Many times we got many applications wrong, because a specific size of the photo is required, like it's 5x5 and in the white background. If you give us the wrong photo, it would be automatically denied by the system. We can't do anything. Many times we got the emails from the applicants that we have sent an this photo, please like isi photo se kaam chala lijiye, but we cannot do anything. It's a system that will accept only 5x5 white background photo. So please, I would request everyone to stick with the policies, with the requirements that is needed by the system. We cannot do anything. If the system doesn't require it, trust me, we would not say you to give us that document. So I hope this passport services is cleared for you. My next session will be on OCI card. This is a very useful for everyone, for every citizenship of for every citizen of India who were like before he was a citizen of India, and now he is a citizen of Germany. So every registered OCI will be issued a registration certificate, which is printed like an Indian passport, but with a different color. Like Indian passport is of dark navy blue color, but it would be of different color, so that we can differentiate that it is a OCI card or it is a passport. After getting that OCI card, and minimum 1 month is required for this OCI card, because for this OCI card we have to send an application for to our India also, and it would take some time. So I would like to tell some benefits about this OCI card, so that everyone can get attracted by this. You will get a multiple entry lifelong visa. You have not to come to the consulate for any visa after getting the OCI card, like for any visa, for the tourist visa, and there is a fee for I think 117 euros. And after getting this OCI card, you don't need to pay that fee even, and you can travel to India as frequent as possible. You can go to any time, and you can stay in India to any number of days. Okay, and you will be exempted from registration to the FRRO. Normally, when we provide a visa to any candidate, there is a stamp we give that within 180 days or within 14 days, you have to go to the FRRO to register yourself. But after getting an OCI card, you don't need to visit FRRO. So you can like stay in India as happy. So the next point is, while you are on like visiting India and you have your kids also with you, many of us have visited many places in India, but while your kids don't know like some places, you wanted to visit the Taj Mahal or any other places in Delhi. So you have to just pay the basic entry fee like another Indian is paying. Like if you visit to the Taj Mahal, there is a fee I think of rupees 20 only for an Indian, and it is as high for an foreigner. So you have to pay only a basic fee as the other Indians are paid. Okay, so you will get an NRI status, and you can pursue your courses there, like doctors, dentists, nurses, advocates, and you can even appear in the All India pre-medical tests also in like on your OCI card. But it's like besides of these benefits, you have some limitations also, like you cannot do any research work without getting permission from the government of India. There are some restricted areas also in India. You cannot visit there, and you cannot vote there in India and be a member of Legislative Assembly or the Legislative Council. You cannot like vote, and you cannot assume some of the offices like president, vice president, and you cannot acquire agriculture or the plantation land, but still you have many benefits. So I prefer, if any of Indian citizen who acquired German nationality here, he should apply for the OCI card. And there are some basic requirements also that can be seen on our website. Okay, thank you so much from my side. For any kind of information, any kind of query for the consular services, we have these two email IDs: visa.hamburg@mea.gov.in and the cons.hamburg@mea.gov.in. You can write on these emails to us and we will definitely get back to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Manishji, for this very informative presentation, and especially stressing two important and very crucial aspects of that: passport services and OCI, which majority of the diaspora in one or other way is basically looking at it. So I think it helped a lot to go through point by point and very neatly presented. Thank you very much. Now we have a short interaction session because it's a very, very excellent presentation with everything being given. And so if any of you have any doubts or queries in the presentation, questions or points what Manishji has raised, or any other points, you please feel free to speak out here. You can write in the chat box, or also you can directly speak, switch on your microphone, and then also put up your query or any other points which you'd like to discuss with. Please go ahead. Yes, Rajesh ji, please go ahead.
I have one friend. They applied for German citizenship, but they born in 74 and they have the birth certificate issues. And naturally they have a certificate from the consulate and they say this is not the certificate of the birth. So what are the procedure, how they can get the original birth certificate? Is there any provision that the consulate or someone can give the birth certificate so that local government, for example, Neeraj Jackson government can approve?
Yes.
Thank you, Rajesh ji.
Yeah.
Yes, Manish ji, go ahead.
Yeah, I would like to answer Rajesh ji. Consulate cannot like issue any birth certificate from here, but if your friend can show us any document, like while he was in India, he has any like voter card, like before 90s, the many of the, like my father also don't have his birth certificate, but if he came here in Germany and if he like took the nationality here, he can show us the voter ID card or any information, like his father, like your friend's father also, if he has any of the proof that he was staying in India, there is no issue. We can issue him an OCI card on that basis also.
Okay, thank you very much for that answer. Rajesh ji, are you fine? Have you got that issue? You can pass on to your friend, I hope.
Yes, I will do.
Thank you. Thank
what
you.
about,
Sir,
what
please go ahead.
passport he was carrying when he came to Germany before 90? The passport which he must be having.
Rajesh ji, it's only to you.
Okay, he has Indian passport, sir.
That's enough.
He sorry.
If Indian passport is there, then he can provide that copy.
No, because he born in before the like 74, 74, and he applied for the this citizenship.
OCI card. OCI card.
No, citizenship to German government, because he want to change the passport. So he need to submit the birth certificate from the India.
Sir, I think Rajeshji, just a moment. I think Rajatji is on. He would like to add on to that. Rajatji, go ahead, please.
Yep. Actually, he is Indian, and he want to change his passport into German. So he applied for German citizenship, and he.
Okay, Rajji. It's better that he himself put up the case, what the papers he has and papers he requires, then we can help him out, I think.
Okay, sir.
The passport and other things. If it is possible at our end, we will definitely help him out. Please ask him to contact Manish or Gulshan.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
Help him out.
Sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Rajatji, you wanted to say something.
Yes. I believe he needs this certificate in order to apply for German nationality. So obviously the thing is that, and he doesn't have one. As far as we are concerned, we issue one based on the passport. And as Manish ji has said, that the consulate cannot directly issue a birth certificate because it is issued only once at the time of birth. So what happens is, if, as far as I understand, if he is able to get a certificate from India, say from the local municipality or corporation in the city or town where he was born, obviously that is something that then it can be somehow facilitated, obviously after scrutiny and guidance from our Vice Consul, Mr. Dhingra, and our Consul Officer, Mr. Manish.
Thank you.
That's what
Thank you, Rajatji. So we have a question in the chat. I need an attestation for power of attorney done from consulate. What is the process? I need to buy a property in India which my parents can buy on my behalf. Gulshanji has written, Rajatji or Vijayji, could you please reply to the query in brief? Can one of you please reply to that?
Utkarsh here. I'm also on the call. And
yes, please go ahead.
Oh yeah, I put my question exactly. That's the question. So I need this GPA, General Power of Attorney, and this needs attestation. And I understand that this can be done at the consulate, where I can sign in front of them, and then the consulate will also sign doing the attestation. And I just wanted to know that, do I have to take an appointment, or can I directly come to the consulate? That's what I want to know.
Thank you very much, Utkarshji. I think Rajatji or Manish, any one of you could, or Vijay, any one of you could please answer to that if possible now.
Yes, Consular Services are suspended from tomorrow. So obviously he would be writing us an email, and then we would be giving an appointment. And then obviously at that anointed time, he would be present, and then he would sign, and we will be attesting his signature. The consulate would be attesting the signature. However, it has to be noted that he is an Indian citizen, presumably.
Yes.
And the thing is that then obviously when he writes us an email with, obviously we will inform him about the documents required, and I mean basically the passport copy and 2 passport copies and 2 copies of the power of attorney. And then obviously as the time, and along with his original passport, because that's required for verification. And then when he does it, and with a fee of 27 euros, and he does it, and then we hand it over to him.
Okay, and I hope the appointment would be available in 2 weeks.
You please write us an email, and then you will get advised accordingly.
Okay, sure. Thank you. Thanks for telling that. I do that.
Thank you very much, Rajesh. Thank you. So I have a hand raised by Dakshina Murthy. Please go ahead.
Yes, this is Dakshina Murthy from Bremen. I have one question regarding social security agreement between Government of India and Government of Germany. Actually, two of my friends who went back to India and tried to get this social security paid at German government, and also they try to, while trying for the social security amount, they also contacted some auditors where they lost some money also. That's why my question is there any possibility to get back the social security, or it is not possible that they can only eligible after 65 years as per the German law?
Thank you very much, Mr. Dakshinamurthy. Anybody would like to add upon this on that? Consul General, sir, would you like to speak on that?
Okay, I can, Manochaji, you can give your comment later.
Yes.
As far as the social security issue is concerned, because it has to be paid by the government of Germany. And
that's right.
So the person who has worked here has to follow the norm accordingly here. So if you can put up the case, we can take some expert view what the case is. You can just ask him to write, because we can't comment on what the rules regulations are here, completing 65, 67 or 60, whatever the rules and regulations, because those rules are very different with the age and when he retired, how many work years and hours he worked, and how much social security paid, how intermittently he paid. So this is something a very legal and government rule regulation issue, which depends on the German government. So I don't think we can comment. Manojaji, you would like to say something about it?
Yeah, just a
Ajayji? Yes,
short
go ahead.
say, whosoever has worked in Germany, especially when they go back to India, they have the right to get back that paid, what you say is pension, etc., from the German government, and that is nothing doing with the 66s after the pension. It can be applied in beforehand, so that they will work it out. And as per my experience, through some people who are already gone back, within a year or 2 years, they get back the whole amount in their said amount. I think might be they have to hire some lawyer, or they can. Yes, Bandechaji.
Yeah, may I ask something here? Actually, Manoj-ji, the rule which you are telling, I think in 2012, this rule has changed. Okay. Now, if someone has worked here in Germany for more than 60 months, that means almost 5 years, then that person is not allowed to have the this social security back. Only it was rule there that if you have worked here and you are going back after you have left Germany for 2 years, then you can apply that. But now it is no more there. So now in this new rule, if you have worked here in Germany for more than 60 months, you are not you can't apply the social security benefits. Only at the age of your retirement, which is here in 65 or 67, then you can get the retirement benefit.
Okay, thank you. Thanks very much for both of you for adding on to that. I think Mr. Dakshinamurthy, so you have at least some clarity over what has to be done, and I think in the worst case, I mean, you can also look at the Deutsche Rentenversicherung, DRW. That's also an organization which these days are also very much applying in English. But I can only advise you, if this is the case which somebody has gone and then they are looking at it, probably it has to be done through a lawyer or something. I think that would be the best way possible. So, but now you have the basic information. What are the rules actually?
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks a lot for every one of them to add. Any other points or any questions related to OCI or passport services or any other thing at this point of time? No, if not the case, let's move on. I think there are many questions that came about also regarding the students and also earlier about the health system and other services. So we have Sri Amandeep Gulati, who has been very active. He himself is a student and also been very active in supporting the students and also part of the Indian Students in Germany platform earlier, and was the vice president of the Indian Association Hanover. So he has been into the issues, and he personally and currently and also very active on that. So he has been invited by the Honorable Consul General to offer the picture from the student point of view, and also for the student associations, and also different things that the student has to look at it when they are new here as well. So put all together, he will be giving a presentation right now. Amandeep, could you please go ahead?
Thank you so much for the introduction, Bala. Yeah, so my name is Amandeep Singh Gulati, and I've been the Indian Association Hanover Vice President in 2017 and 18. And then again, I was treasurer in 2019. And currently I'm studying my bachelor's in mechanical engineering. So thank you so much, Sri Raigar sir and Dr. Ramani, for this opportunity that I can share my knowledge on this subject with all of you. I have prepared a small presentation. Yes. So basically, I think the first issue that some students face is like understanding what the university structure in Germany is like. The university structure in different countries is based on different aspects on areas, and the one that is in Germany is that the university and the Studentenwerk, which is like the company that takes care of hostel and Mensa, are two separate and independent entities. So this is a very important basic structure that we need to know, because a lot of students, even after they get an admit letter at the university, they are not able to start or find a hostel directly and then start their studies. So this issue is something that a lot of students faced at the start. And basically it boils down to this, that the university is only there to provide the studies. So they are the ones who are the ones in charge of learning, and the Studentenwerk, the second body, takes care of the other needs of the students. And they are also responsible for promoting social, economic, and cultural interest of studies of students in Germany, including international students. So for example, in Hanover, we have the Studentenwerk Hanover, and basically like this model is all across Germany to be found. Another important body at the university is the AStA, which is, like in English translated, it's a general student body. So it's a managing body for students, which is elected by students, and they represent students at the university level. So they are the ones who are directly in touch with the chancellor of the university, and they are the ones who put forth the requirements and the needs of the students directly. So as I mentioned, the common obstacles that everyone, like a lot of students face, even when I came back to Germany around 5 years ago, my first issue was finding a place to stay for the first 2 or 3 months. So the Studentenwerk is the one that is in charge of giving hostels, but then there are other options available to students right now, which is they can look for private rooms, or they can get some private apartments and then live with other students together. There are also like different partnership programs that have been going on in different universities. For example, in Hanover, we have this campaign called Wohnen für Hilfe, which is that students work and help old people so that they get a definite place to stay, and they have subsidized rent. So in exchange for rent, a part of the rent, they help these old people with shopping, or even small things like just talking to them, because they like to have some social interaction. I feel the second area where a lot of students have some issues is that the difference in study structure. The emphasis in Germany is that as a student, you are a grown human being who is able to take care of his own self and is expected to do that all the time. So instead of the teacher telling you what you need to study and how you need to study or prepare for an exam, here they expect that you as a student should get to understand the subject before you come to the classroom. So they would expect that if you're going to a lab, you know how the things work, how the experiment is supposed to go, and then you go there and perform the experiment, which what I found is quite different compared to India. The second thing is also applying for internships and jobs. So every work culture has its own way that they interpret applications. So what they need to do is that, like there's this an example in Hanover, we have the ZQS, which is the Schlüsselkompetenzen part of the university. They provide guidance to all students in writing cover letters, in forming CVs, also for the picture for your CV, which is very important in Germany. And they also help you to formulate and search for jobs. So this is quite important when students are looking for applying to jobs and internships. Another issue which some students have started facing in the past few years is about visa extension. So as we know, like visa extension is something that you need to show a blocked account for, or you need to show that you would have regular income through a job, or you are being sponsored by someone. So if these criteria are met, the second criteria is that the student should be an active student and not someone who is just basically working all the time and doesn't concentrate on studies. So they want to make sure that the students are actively studying and participating in the main purpose of their visa. Then some students also had legal issues regarding contracts which they signed without understanding what they were applying for, or without understanding the complete nature of the contract they were signing, be it for a room, a mobile phone, or a SIM card, or jobs. So we would always recommend that students at least try to use Google Translate or go to someone who speaks proper German so that they can avoid these issues. It's not that you have to sign a contract immediately. They can take some time to analyze the document, see what the contract they're signing is about, and then sign one. So as financing your studies is also a subject that, as Indians, we have to be very known about, because the conversion rate is right now around 88 euros. And the thing is, like, not everyone can have studies financed from their parents back at home. So for students who are on a full-term German visa, can work up to 120 full days or 240 half days. Half days, it's up to 5 working hours. If they work for 6, it counts as a full day. And since 2017, Germany has a minimum pay which they guarantee to every person, irrespective of the job. And in 2020, it is 9.35 euros. And the potential employers, which is like places students usually work, is at the university. You can work as a HIVI, which is like student assistant in any area. Like, you can be a student assistant in your own lab. You can be a student assistant in the international office, at the library, at the gym. There's so many options. And then in the industry, students can work as a work student. So work students are students who work part-time at the jobs, and they get gainful experience in the field that they're studying in. A lot of students also go for gastro, which is working in the food sector. The good thing about that is, like, for students who have to go to university from 9 to 5, after their university is over, they can go and work at these establishments. A very important part for all students is you cannot be self-employed or freelancing, because we are here on a student visa. So for self-employment or freelancing, you have to pay taxes and you have to be financially secure, which is something that students cannot show. So that's why it's not allowed. And coming to scholarships. So there are a lot of state or privately funded scholarships available to students, irrespective of the country that they're from. And I think coming back to the question that Manpreet came with before regarding scholarships, at least in Niedersachsen, that is Lower Saxony, we have this Niedersachsen stipendium, which is given out in October of every year, and it gives you 300 euros per month. And out of that, 150 euros is given by the government, and 150 euros is privately funded. So it's partially state and partially private. The good thing about this is for duration of 1 year, and it's for students who are in their regular study time. Yeah, and coming back to another topic that's been discussed today a lot is the COVID-19 situation. So as far as I'm aware, the COVID-19 funds, which are called Überbrückungshilfe für Studierende, is the government pays from 100 up to 500 euros per students from April to September. And they are talking about starting it again for November, because a lot of students who work in the gastro industry cannot work right now. So they are providing 100 or up to 500 euros for students, which they don't have to pay back, as a means of compensating them for the losses or the job loss they are facing due to Corona. For every university also has a web page which is dedicated to scholarships and dedicating to helping you find one. And if you want to do a semester abroad, like we are abroad, but still if you want to gain experience in different regions, you can still do that, and you are eligible to get a scholarship for that as well. Support system. I feel that this is a very important topic, and as Sri Raigarji already pointed out, the first point I've put here is reach out. Unless and until you share what issues you have, no one can know for sure, because you are studying in a foreign country, you are away from your family, you live in your room, which you're not sharing with anyone. So the issue that happens is a lot of people are unaware of the difficulties being faced by students unless they speak up and inform someone. This is a place where we suffer. The earlier you reach out with an issue, the easier it is to resolve it. The German university system also recognizes that some students face problems in getting their day-to-day lives together, and there's a lot of pressure as well on students to perform, especially for international students. So they do offer psychological and social counseling, which is for free for every student who is enrolled at a university. Then if you are studying a subject that is new to you, if you are doing a degree which is new to you, every university also has a center which gives you guidance for studies. It can be directly at your faculty, it can be at the university level, or it can also be at the social competence level. So they guide you on how you can plan and prepare for exams. They give you good tips to study, how to concentrate better, how to learn more effectively, and how to manage your time more effectively. This is an area which is not being used that often by all students, and it is something that I would personally recommend. Yes. So another thing is a group studies system, which a lot of German students also take part in. Is when you are studying alone, you just can study as much as you want, but when you are exchanging information with other students, you get to know about how this paper was maybe formed last year, or what is more important in this subject, or what is the most critical part that I need to know. So group study is something I would definitely recommend. And usually there are groups you can find on the university StudIP or the university forum. Another important support system is the local consulate or the embassy. The most crucial part, I would say, in this as an Indian diaspora member is that the consulate and the embassy is available to us 24/7. They have mobile numbers which are available in cases of emergency, and even if something happens when you're traveling or any other issues, they have been very prompt to respond, and I can certainly speak for that. The last but not the least support system that you can have is the local Indian Students Association. Last time we checked, we had more than 80 plus Indian Students Associations all across Germany. And we are really active in setting up these institutions or these associations so that they can directly work at the university and get registered with the German government as well. So as Dr. Ramani is the one who started this project ISC, which is Indian Students in Germany. Since then, the number of the associations has risen from around 12 or 13 to more than 80 right now. The way most of these associations work is they have an elected students body, which is the point of contact for the embassy and the consulate, so they can effectively give information, and the university as well. A lot of these associations are also working with the ASTA together to have representation at the university level, so they can address these issues directly at the university or with the student in back. Any student studying at a university is eligible to become an elected member of the ASTA as well. So it is something we would definitely recommend. The Indian Students Associations are also a home away from home for students. It's basically a place for other students to connect. And with a lot of Indian events happening, even online right now during COVID, it's important that students have this feel that they are at home. There is someone who looks after them. There is someone who's concerned about them, and there is someone who they can talk to. And the good thing about this is, like, students can support other students for common issues, because even when I've come here, and as Dr. Rajneesh Mishra also came here, I feel most of the issues that we faced are still the same. Everyone feels that their problems are quite unique, and some of them are, but most of them are issues that everyone else is faced with. So if you talk to other students, they can help you, give you best case scenarios or how you can solve this issue or how they solve their issue, which is something that can motivate you to find a solution. The Indian Students Associations are also a nice platform to showcase and hone your talents at these cultural events that take place multiple times a year, especially during Diwali as well. A lot of students are able to showcase their talents, be it singing, dancing, comparing, or even in case of organizing these workshops and these events, because this is a huge amount of work that takes place behind the scenes. And students who want learning management or who want to be more effective or who want to learn how to communicate, they can definitely be a part of these associations and use their talents or improve their talents. These associations also provide really good networking opportunities, because some student might be in the first semester, some student might be doing his internship right now, and then they can already form a network amongst themselves to be aware of such opportunities and to experience how they applied and successfully got this internship. So it's always a good idea for an Indian student to go to such events or to be an active part of this community so that they can have the maximum of their stay in Germany. So life as a student. We are in a culture which is new to us. We are in a culture which speaks a different language, eats different food, and behave very differently compared to India. I think the most important part of this is learning the local language. From the local language, you can pick up a lot of cultural reviews or cultural niche that you can then use to be more integrated in part of this society or to expand or get further in your own career. So learning the local language here is much recommended. It can be an A1 level, it can be C1 level, it can just be 5 words of German, and it definitely helps. Also, all universities have this Hochschulsport, which is basically the sporting area of the university where sports takes place, and they offer multiple courses. All universities across Germany, as far as I know, also offer yoga or some form of yoga that students can take place, and it is something we would definitely recommend. Universities also have clubs and cultural societies that they can be part of. There are movie societies, there are cultural societies, there are politics societies, and students can actively participate and be a part of these societies. An important aspect of student life is also networking, that students can also not only connect within the Indian community, but also with other students and even with their professors. So once they are finished with their studies, they would have a base to fall back on. As students, we have the freedom here to attend a lecture when we want to or don't want to, and to form your own exam schedule as well. So here, independence and self-discipline is very important so that you can recognize what is my strong aspect, what can I do better, and what I am weak in, and then seek help for these issues that you're weak in and rely on the things that you're really strong at. And because of all this freedom, the study life balance, it becomes a very important part. Excuse me. Traveling is also something, since we are in Europe, it is very easy to do, obviously when it is not COVID, but it is something that is a part of a student's life. Most students travel for their jobs or internships, or even when they're traveling abroad to have a new semester exchange. So that was it from my part. Before I take questions, I would also like to address the insurance question that was given before by Professor, which is regarding the fees that students have to pay upfront. So the way the German insurance system for students works is there is state insurance and there is private insurance. As far as state insurance is concerned, you don't have to pay anything upfront. And if there's a bill, it is highly subsidized. For example, a stay in the hospital per day only costs 10 euros. Ambulance charges are around 50 to 60 euros. And for private insurance, there is, as far as I know, there is a maximum amount that you have to pay upfront. And if it goes above that, they pay for you, and then you can get it reimbursed, whatever extra is paid. Yes, that was it from my side, Dr. Urmani.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Aman. It was, I would like to say that very, very, very useful presentation, because as you have put very clearly together what are the students actually had to, and then what are the issues. Aman, can you finish the presentation? Is it out? So we can return.
Yes, it is.
Okay. I think still it's the sharing mode is on, so maybe you can. Thank you. Thanks a lot, Aman, for this, and so that it is very clear for the students, but also many people who are available here as well, who can really, get back to it. Aman, still your sharing platform is still on. Could you please?
Yes, I'll join back, Bala. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you.
So, yes, now we have come to the final session of the question and answer session before we conclude the program. So you have gone through, many of you have been for the whole session. So you have heard the introduction by our Honorable Consul General, then you have heard about the consular team presentations, and then you have heard about the diaspora keynote speech, and now also the students. So, and many of you have been interacting also, and many of you also writing in the chat. Almost all are great appreciations to the Consulate General of India for organizing such a session. I think it's all good. So we have one more small window open now before we conclude. Anyone would like to raise any issues or anything you would like to ask to the consular team, it would be great. Before Manpreet, before I'll give you the word, I have from the YouTube also, actually it is live. So there is a question which has come from the YouTube as well, from Nitesh Chaturvedi. One is, the first question is, an OCI holder work in India? Can an OCI holder work in India either by direct employment or through deputation, or he or she would need some special visa? That's the first question. Second question, what are we doing and what can we do better as Indian diaspora to promote tourism to India? There is still a lot of hesitation in common Germans, as per observation from Nitesh, how we can improve it. Not about COVID situation generally. The question is how the diaspora can contribute to promotion of tourism, that more German or the local nation can go to India. That's first, and the first is the OCI thing. Who would like to take up this from the consulate side?
OCI, Manish, would you like to answer?
Sir?
OCI part?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. OCI card issue, yes.
Am I audible? Yeah.
Yes, Manish, go ahead.
Yes. For any OCI card holder, I think so he cannot work there without the permission of the government of India. Am I right, Mr. Rajat? Rajat, like you are handling this OCI card things from last many years. Am I right?
Yeah, there are specific areas in which one cannot work. For that, permission is required. Other than that, one is able to work there. And obviously, the employer in India, because once the OCI card holder is able to provide all the information, so all the modalities and the formalities are taken care of by the employer. So because the employer itself wants the concerned OCI card holder to be working for him or his organization. So the areas where one can't actually work are very clearly defined. All the other sectors one can definitely work.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Rajatji, for this. And maybe Consul General, sir, you can get on to the second question on the promotion of tourism as diaspora.
Yes. Okay. For promotion of the tourism, of course, this is the COVID time when tourist visas are off the hook and one cannot go on tourist visa. But otherwise, when the time is normal, then we are issuing a lot of visas. We are having so many promotional events state-wise, also in a general to promote tourism in India. If one goes to our Facebook page, then can see a lot of events we did organize on behalf of the Ministry of Tourism in India, and also the tourism office which is in Frankfurt. So there's an office also to promote tourism in Germany itself, in Frankfurt. And our 3 consulates and embassy periodically organize events to promote tourism. And to promote tourism also, the people are like, afraid of find it cumbersome to apply visa to the outsource agency and to the consulate and wait. So to promote tourism, one step is to apply e-visa also, which is cheaper and faster, and from your bed, from your drawing rooms or from your study, you can apply for that. So there are a lot of steps being taken by the government of India to promote tourism. And also there's, like for the diaspora, like going back to roots, there's a program going back to roots. And for that, even the young generation who are under the Know India program, the government of India provides logistics in India, and they travel. Amandi, one of the keynote speaker, is a beneficiary of that. So there are a lot of schemes to lure to the Indian diaspora to go to India, to their motherland, and also visit the places of tourists. For that, especially the young blood, there are incentives for them. And for the one who already got OCI, they can go to India any number of times. They don't have to register, as Manish said. Then they don't have to register. They don't have to apply visa again and again. Only thing is, once they are 50, then they have to just change the booklet because of the appearance. That is another obstacle which has been removed by the government of India, because you don't have to apply, because tourist visa is limited for a limited period. So there are a lot of schemes which promote tourism, and we as a part of government of India's office here in Hamburg, we do our part to supplement those efforts.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, and it's very positive on that front. And so if any burning questions or anything which really like to be put forward, please come forward. Otherwise, we'll move ahead towards the end of the event. If any questions or anything would like to say, please do so at this point of time. Yes, please go ahead, Bamuk.
So, namaste all. My question is, can you please let us know how we should prepare ourselves to travel to India during this pandemic situation, and then to safely return back to Germany, like a short, brief, step by step, because there is a lot of confusion and there are a lot of information, and the information which we see in website doesn't match with the flight schedules and everything. So could you please explain that very shortly? Thank you.
Thank you, Bahumuk. Thank you very much. Sir, who would like?
Vikash?
Yeah, Vikash ji, please.
To throw the light on it?
Yes, sir. I'm audible, sir.
Yes, please go ahead, Vikash ji.
Yeah.
Thank you, Bhumik ji, for your question, and I would like to explain it. For going to India, if you are traveling by Air India, then you have to first register on Embassy of India Berlin website. When you open the website, there is one pop-up box appears, and in that pop-up box there is a link on which you have to register, and after that you can book your flight ticket directly. If you want to go by any other airlines which are running under Air Bubble Transport Management Agreement, like Lufthansa, Air France, Emirates, or any other airlines which has agreement, you can book their ticket directly. But after booking their ticket, they will send you a link for registering on Embassy of India Berlin website. These are the 2 steps through which you can buy your ticket. And after buying your ticket, you go to Delhi Airport website. On that website, there is an Air Suvidha portal on which you have to register your travel details, your address details in India, your local India mobile number. And it should be done at least 72 hours before departure of flight. There is another step which you have to follow on Air Suvidha portal. You have to take a COVID test 96 hours before departure of flight. And you have to also upload its report on the same portal. And you also need to carry one copy of your COVID report to show it to immigration authorities after reaching India. So it will take less time for you to exit from the airport. Another step, you have to download Arogya Setu app here also. And also you can do it after reaching India. And you can update your details after reaching India on Arogya Setu app, which you have to keep. Means you have to keep your Bluetooth open every time. Regarding quarantine, if you are carrying your COVID test from here, and its report is it should be negative when you are traveling, you do not need to quarantine. But you have to be in your hometown, means your home for 14 days quarantine. And because you can monitor your health status. If you think yourself that you have no symptoms of COVID, then you can consult local authorities in your area to move out of your home. Or I don't think if there are any other restrictions other than this. Bhomikji, I hope now it is clear for you.
Yes, it is clear. Thank you very much. And also the procedure is same when we have to return back to Germany, right?
When you have to return back to Germany, you can book your ticket directly from any airlines. You do not need any registration. But after reaching in Germany, you have to keep following Federal Foreign Office website, on which you can see latest restrictions which are being imposed or which are being issued by the German government for the third country passenger. Like from Monday, there is a partial lockdown in Germany. So you have to follow the Federal Foreign Office website and the home means German state website in which you are living to see the latest rules, latest updates on third country passengers who are entering in Germany.
Thank you. Thank you, Vikashji. Thank you very much. I think Manpreet, you had some points to make, or you wanted to ask something.
Yeah, I just wanted to add something in all the events that we have participated in. I wanted to express gratitude towards all CGI and team and Dr. Bala as well, and thanking Amandeep Singh for such a good presentation. I want to add something with what Mr. Tiwari presented. Actually, it's my personal experience that he was explaining about, when he came, there was no internet, and nowadays it's really difficult to imagine how that time would have been and everything. And personally, I would say that these kind of events, because I came here as a working professional, I came here as a internship, and then the company absorbed me. So I was never in the Indian society, or I was never with the Indian students. So I actually had forgot so many things, and I realized that it's so important to have your roots, to do not forget your roots. And these kinds of events, they have helped me so much. It's like when we want to integrate with someone, it doesn't have to forget what we are coming from. It's like if we forget what we are coming from and we are trying to integrate with someone else, it's a manipulation. But when we are ourselves remembering our roots and then trying to respect other cultures, that is integrating in real self. Only because of these kind of events, I am a better person. So I really wanted to thank everyone who has organized it, and I wanted, it's a real gratitude from deep within. Thank you so much.
So, CG sir, please go ahead. Thanks a lot, Manpreet.
Thank you, Manpreet. Before Vikas comes for Thanksgiving, we have our consulate team who actually faces the applicants at the front and directly, and they have experience of dealing with them. So we have Rajat and Urmi and Vijay here on the screen. Quickly, they can just in 30 seconds they can say some convey anything message, 30 seconds or to 1 minute. Please, if you want to say something, please do so. So then we can hand over.
Thank you, sir. So please, Rajat ji, would you like to start?
We are always there for you, is my one statement.
Thank you very much. So who would like to, Parminder Bhai, would like to say something?
Thank you so much. Actually, I just want to correct myself. I said something that this new regulation about the social security system came in power in 2012. It is the 2017. So since then, and if you have worked less than 5 years, then of course you can go for this social security benefit. You can get it back in India if you have worked less than 5 years. Otherwise, thank you very much. Thank you everyone. Yeah.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Gulshan ji.
Thank you so much, and it's really been a pleasure. To come across, these suggestions and complaints and queries from this diaspora. It's really nice to be on this platform, and I would have a word with CG, and we would continue on a periodic basis. Yeah, it's a pleasure to be all on the same boat. Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah,
thank you, Gulshan ji. Thank you.
Urmi,
Manish ji,
yes.
would you like to?
Yeah, I would like to add one point. With respect to Mr. Bahumukhji's request regarding if somebody wants to travel to India, in addition to reading information in the Delhi Delhi airport website, you should also read information on the state-specific airport where you will be landing. For example, you will be landing in southern part of India, for example, Tamil Nadu, Chennai. Then you should also read, in addition to Delhi airport, you should also read information in the Chennai airport, because there are state-specific rules. For example, Tamil Nadu right now is following 14 days quarantine period, in addition to providing a negative corona test. So these are very state specific. Similarly, Goa has a different set of rules. So it's really helpful when you read the information that is with respect to the place where you are exactly going.
Thank you. That's a very, very crucial information. Thank you very much. And Manish ji, would you like to say something?
Yes. Yeah. Hello. Thank you everyone for your kind support. And as Mr. Rajat said, we are here to help you every time. You can just send us an email, and you can just directly call us also. We are available for you 24/7. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Manish ji. CG sir, before I say a few words and give it to Vikas ji, would you like to say a few words, please?
Bala, Vijay would like to say something, or we can move on.
Vijay, sorry, Vijay, sorry. Vijay ji, please. Yeah, go ahead, Vijay.
Yes, hello. Hi, everyone. Good evening. I have a couple of things to say. First of all, while writing us the email, please do mention your telephone number, local telephone number. So in case we want to call you, we can reach you. Secondly, please mention your current German address and your query. Definitely, what would you like to apply? And definitely, the whole team is here to help you out. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Vijay ji. Thank you very much. So I'd like to give the floor to CG sir before saying few words and giving to Vikas ji for vote of thanks.
I believe.
Yeah. Sorry?
Seema should be there.
Sorry, I don't get it, Rajnish bhai.
I thought Seema would be there. Sorry.
Seema ji.
Is Seema there? No, I don't think. Is Seema?
I don't think so. She's there.
No, she's not there.
Okay. CG sir, please go ahead.
Proceed further, Bala.
Yeah, okay, sir. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot to every one of you, and it's been a pleasure. And thanks very much for this opportunity, CG sir. And with the team has been fantastic. And as I see in the chat, the very, very positive comments, and each and every word is it's not about praise, but it's really truly appreciations. That's nothing surprising for me. Somebody who has been seeing from the back and the front how much hard work has been put by the Consular Corps and the team in each and every issue, and immediate responses, and also trying everything possible to reach to the solution. So, and I sincerely hope, not only during COVID, this brilliant idea by the Consul General sir, this idea could be taken forward, as Gulshan ji said, irrespective of the COVID times, but also as a regular future within every quarter or something, even during normal times, because digitally it's going to be connected, and many of them cannot come to physical open house, though it is not about replacing this or other, but also as an alternative and regular future that will be very, very helpful, and also one additional future of reaching out the diaspora and the consulate, which are already doing extremely well. And I would like to also from my side thank the participants have been very vocal and very interactive and participating. This is also very important for successful digital platforms. It's not all about just one person speaking. It's about how you react to it, what kind of ideas you bring in. So that's also something very encouraging in our very first initiative. So thank you very much to all of you and wishing you all well. And now I give the vote of thanks word to Vikash ji for the day. Vikash ji, please.
Thank you very much, Dr. Bala Ramani ji.
Vikash, 1 minute. I think Seema is there. Seema, can you come? Seema?
Seema ji?
She's trying to unmute her microphone.
Seema ji, can you please say?
If can't, then we move it. I think okay, Vikash, you go ahead.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, Vikash ji, please go ahead.
Thank you very much, Dr. Bala Ramani ji. Guten Tag, good afternoon, and namaste to all of you. Respected CG sir, learned keynote speaker and participant. It is indeed my pleasure to present the vote of thanks on this e-open house event on various consular services and on working of the consulate. First of all, on behalf of the Consulate General of India, Hamburg, I extend my sincere thanks to all the Indian Diaspora Association office bearers, members, participants, and to Dr. Rajneesh Tiwari ji for taking part in the event and accepting the invitation and sparing his valuable time on a weekend to deliver a keynote address on his interesting experience of his study and setup in Germany and on Indian diaspora, which I am sure is very well received by all of you. Thank you, Dr. Rajneesh Tiwari ji. We are also grateful to our next keynote speaker, Mr. Amandeep Gulati ji, for gracing the occasion and on his address on universities structure in Germany, financing studies and scholarship available and orientation for students, which I am sure is very informative and useful for the new Indian students. Thank you, Mr. Amandeep Gulati ji. The aim of this e-open house event was to bring to the kind knowledge of the Indian Diaspora Association members, Indian students in Germany and others, the various consular services offered by the consulate and its functioning, new policy guidelines, and also to solve various issues through this open platform. The consulate would have liked to host this event in its premises and invited you all, but it could not be done due to various limitations because of the coronavirus pandemic. I hope the questions raised by the participants during the event have been answered satisfactorily. Finally, I would like to take this opportunity to place on record many thanks from the Indian Consulate to Dr. Bala Ramani ji for his continued support, guidance, and coordination of this event. Once again, I wish to thank you all for being with us this afternoon. I wish you all a very happy, prosperous, enjoying, and a safe festival season ahead. Please do stay safe and healthy. Namaskar to you all. Thank you very much. Bye. Good evening.
Thank you, Vikash ji. Thank you very much. And CG sir, so we will close the event at this point of time, unless otherwise anything you would like to say.
Thank you very much, everyone, for joining. Though we are running late, as usual, we always prove that we are Indian, and we would like to do more. Ye dil mange more. So sorry for that. We overstayed the time. But only as Rajat says, one line, that we are there for you. Please do approach us when you are in need and distress, and we will approach you when we need you, and which we do always. So we are a family. Stay together and help each other. Thank you very much. We look forward to such more sessions with you, and the help we get from you and you get from us should continue. Thank you very much, and good night. Stay safe.
Thank you. Good night.